Hello everyone, how is it going? I hope you guys have been having a very wonderful day. Here in Wisconsin, we've been getting a lot of snow and it's very cold. I did receive a request from one of our subscribers where they were asking us if we can show them exactly how it is that we dip the extensions in our adhesive holders, and that could be either a jade stone, a crystal, or a disposable ring. I thought, okay, let's do this video and let me just go over the different types of adhesive tools that you're able to use, as well as show you how we dip the extensions. I would like to start with the disposable ring. I'm sure you guys have seen these. They legit look like rings, but they have like a little cup-like form on top that allows you to maintain the drop of glue in one place. The nice thing about this is that you're able to adjust it to your finger and it maintains the glue without it drying. And if it moves around, I've noticed that the whole substance moves with it rather than just dripping away, if that makes any sense. The girls have recently been using this. We did only use crystals in the beginning just because we were kind of scared that if we were to move our hands a little too much, it would drip on the customer's face. When you apply a drop of glue, you could see that you don't need a lot. What we like about the disposable ring is that it's more on the deeper side. So when you dip the extension, you kind of have that little space where you can submerge it. We have noticed that the glue does maintain a better form rather than a stone that kind of just lays flat and the circle of adhesive kind of widens. The way that we are going to be dipping the extension into the glue ring is by dipping it in and pulling it out slow. The reason why we do this is because if we pull fast, we will be creating bubbles and excessive amounts of glue will come onto the extension. One of the good things about the disposable ring is that you can use it for many things. You can use it for when you're cleaning with the primer cleanser, so that you can go back and forth on the customer's eye without having to either double dip or contaminate the liquid itself. You can also do it with the activator. They're both liquids. The only thing you would have to make sure is that it's not falling to the side. Obviously this is a little runnier and that would cause for it to drip. You also have seen Zulie do this multiple times where she does the foam. Julia tried to put the foam onto the disposable ring and it ended up just going all over the place but the actual ring, so that was pretty funny. I just wanted to keep that in there. We also do have the option to place the paste on here. This is one of the most important things we do here because we want to make sure that we use enough amount but we're not going back and forth inside of the actual jar of paste. Now we're going to be moving on to the glass crystals. There are a lot of these and these do make life easier. I know they come in either these little hexagons or circular shapes. There's also lash tiles. You have the ability to put the lashes as well as the drop of glue. And we will be applying a drop of glue for this one. What I noticed here is that the actual glue will start dripping, but instead of taking its own substance, you know, sliding down together, it's just gonna start kind of going downwards and creating a bigger blob, which this does not work when you are lashing, because if you guys remember the videos that we first did for the course, there's a correct way of doing it and it's going into the center of the drop of glue. There is an incorrect way of pulling it out fast, which, as I mentioned before, will cause bubbles. The correct way is to just place it in slowly, remove it out slowly. That way you don't have any sort of clumpiness to your extension and everything comes out clean. If you were to just drop it aggressively downwards, you'll see that a lot of these little bubbles form. This is what we mean when it gets clumpy or bubbly. This is actually pretty bad. I know Zulie mentioned it in the video. It's very bad to have this amount of glue on there because once you lay the extension down on the lash, all these little bubbles are kind of going to run down that natural lash, and it can even cause the glue to go on the skin, which will burn, or it can even cause this person to go blind. If you were to drag the extension all the way deep in there and kind of like drag the glue outwards, what you're going to experience is the glue to get tackier faster. I would say for a full set you might have to change the glue every 20 to 25 minutes just to make sure you refresh it. So we basically just wipe it off with a paper cloth. We try not to do it with cotton, anything that has to do with cotton, because that will react to it and kind of burn through it. If you're doing a set, you could just wipe it as we did right now. If you are bugged by the fact that there's excessive amounts of glue on your crystal, you can grab a cotton ball that has acetone and just kind of rub through it and it'll come off very quickly. We like to store the crystals in little jars like this. We usually have them filled up because we want to make sure that they're disinfected. When you pull them out, you just dry the excess acetone, and that's how we store them. So for the jade crystal, first of all, let's talk about this water. We don't use this at all, but I did want to show how dark the water can get with just leaving crystals or jade stones with glue on there. So you want to make sure to change the water. I just thought it was pretty cool how I took out the stone and watched it dry before my eyes. Acetone dries out on its own. That's why it should always be closed. If you guys can see, this stone was dirty, so I just went over it with a cotton ball full of acetone. And as you can see, the glue usually kind of seeps through the actual stone. That's why you can see all the little marks, but you could still use it. We're gonna apply the glue as well as in the other ones, and just watch how the glue, instead of all moving together, it just basically drips, which can cause the glue to be tacky faster. For the final evaluation, I just wanted to add really quick that there is a thinner version of that same little circle. This is what we use, but there seems to be some sort of coat that kind of peels off of it after time. And I know a lot of people, there's the same version but with a color. I know there's pink or blue. It's basically the same thing, and after a while that will turn a different color when it's dipped in acetone. So I mean, it'll last for a while, but then the paint will come off. I do feel that they all work exactly the same. It's just a matter of preference. For cleaning these stones, I have had a lot of questions regarding this, and all you have to do is just dip it into a container full of acetone, leave it overnight. That's why it's important to have at least 2 of them so that you can have a spare one, or while one's soaking, you're using one, and that should really help. I sincerely hope that this video was helpful for you. I really appreciate you guys viewing our channel, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!